this season will be the time that we find out whether or not our parenting is working.
Todd and Julie Chrisley have officially been indicted for bank fraud, and now they face up to 30 years in prison. According to the indictment filed in Georgia, both Todd and Julie have been charged with 11 counts related to bank fraud and tax evasion. Officials claim the heads of the Chrisley clan set up a production company called 7 Seas Productions, which receives all the money earned through their popular reality show Chrisley Knows Best, and then pays out salaries to the family. The officials say that millions of dollars were deposited into the production company account over the years, but the reality stars didn't file tax returns in time for 2014, 2015, and 2016. When the taxes were eventually paid, officials claimed the numbers were falsified to mask how much money was actually owed. To make matters worse, the authorities claim that throughout this, quote, conspiracy, the Chrisleys went on lavish spending sprees, despite them claiming that they didn't have the cash to pay Uncle Sam. Todd Chrisley actually delivered his own bad news to the public and denied that he and his wife Julie committed any financial crimes. The Chrisley Knows Best star addressed the allegations in a lengthy statement on Instagram, which also included allegations of theft by a former employee. Chrisley included a picture of his family and a long statement that read, "I've never talked about this publicly before, but there's been a cloud hanging over Julie and me and our entire family for the past 7 years. It all started back in 2012 when we discovered that a trusted employee of ours had been stealing from us big time. I won't go into details, but it involves all kinds of really bad stuff, like creating phony documents, forging our signatures, and threatening other employees with violence if they said anything. We even discovered that he illegally bugged our home. Needless to say, we fired the guy and took him to court, and that's when the real trouble started. To get revenge, he took a bunch of his phony documents to the U.S. Attorney's Office and told them that we had committed all kinds of financial crimes like tax evasion and bank fraud. That got their attention all right, but once we had the chance to explain who he was and what he'd done to us, they realized it was all a bunch of nonsense, and they sent him on his way. So far, so good. Except that our former employee didn't give up. Somehow he persuaded a different set of investigators at the U.S. Attorney's Office not only to reopen the case, but also to grant him immunity from prosecution for his own crimes and bring charges against us. As a result, it looks like later this week, Julie and I are going to be named in a federal indictment charging us with tax evasion and probably a bunch of other financial crimes as well. I'm telling you all now because we have nothing to hide and have done nothing to be ashamed of. Not only do we know we've done nothing wrong, but we got a ton of hard evidence and a bunch of corroborating witnesses that proves it. Anyway, when all is said and done, we trust in God, and God says to us in Jeremiah 51:36, "I will defend you. I will be your lawyer. I will plead your case." We know that if and when this goes to court, the truth will prevail, and the charges against us will be exposed for the outrageous lies that they are. As it says in Proverbs, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. We want to express our gratitude to everyone who has helped place us where we are today in our lives. We thank you for your support, and we will continue to work every day to earn your respect, loyalty, and admiration. We covet your prayers. Todd, Julie, and the entire Chrisley clan. The indictment might have came a little sooner than expected, but after her dad shared his statement, Savannah Chrisley commented on the post and said, "Thank you for being you. You have and always will be the glue that holds us all together. God has a much bigger plan for all of us, and this is just part of it. Thank you for being the most loving, kind-hearted, and honest father. You will forever be my best friend. Now let's let God do the work. He will never forsake us." So Todd alleges that most of the documents were forged and planted by his former employee, but the government doesn't buy his story just yet, and we'll have to see if Chrisley knows best in the courtroom.